Hello, this class is a 60-minute flow, approximately 60 minutes, and it's meant to be a power flow, so a strong vinyasa. However, it's really going to take into account any of us that have lower back pain or working with any challenging back issues. So this came out of my own lower back pain that I've been sort of a chronic condition that I've been working with. And so while I recommend you still are careful depending on how severe your pain is or what you're dealing with, certainly go at your own pace and modify without that severe back bending. So a lot of lengthening, but definitely strong holds and poses. So let's begin in child's pose. So you'll make your way to your mat. You'll take the knees wide, you'll bring the big toes together to touch, and you'll sink your seat back towards your heels, stretching the arms forward, forehead to the earth. 5 breaths here to begin. Breath in, breath out. Child's pose allows the spine to take that natural shape of that of a baby's, which is more rounded. Newborns don't have the core strength and the structure yet to really lengthen and hold up the torso. So they've got this rounded shape, this more of a softening. And we begin here to allow the back body to open, the breath to flow, and to simply ground ourselves in sensation, the earth underneath us. Full breath in, full breath out. And know you can come back to child's pose at any point throughout your practice or at any time in your day where you need a moment to breathe, to settle. And for now, we'll come to fingertips. We'll lift the elbows up off the earth, lengthening the arms, pressing the fingertips down to press the hips back. Full breath in. And use your fingertips and your core to come up to tabletop all fours. Hands come down on the earth, shoulders land over the wrists, hips over the knees. Full breath in, press the earth away, back towards the ceiling. Full breath out. Nice, we'll tuck the toes under and begin to lift the knees. Deep bend there as you lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. A fiery pose in that it requires the legs to activate the arms, but a beautiful lengthening for the spine. In fact, if the shoulders are rolling forward at all, or the spine is rounding, you bend the knees to create space, to bring power into the legs, to pull the hips up and back behind you. Full breath in, full breath out. We'll take 5 breaths here in down dog, feeling the relationship and that connection of all 4 points touching down to leverage the earth, to lengthen the spine, creating that deep ramp from the tailbone through the crown of the head. The head, by the way, between the biceps. Full breath in, full breath out. Breath in, breath out. From down dog, lift up onto all 10 toes, lift the heels, bend the knees, stretch the soles of the feet. Drop the heels back down, exhale. Let's do that 2 more times. Big breath in. Press the heels down, inner heels dropping back. 1 more breath in. Drop the heels back down, downward facing dog. Hands pressing the earth away. Arms igniting. You'll take another breath in. And then you'll walk out your dog by bending both knees deeply and then straightening one leg. Again, this deep bend through the opposite knee, providing space through the lower back, but we can still get that deep stretch through the right leg. Full breath in,
Full breath out. Bend the knees deeply again. Opposite leg, left leg straightens. Right knee stays bent. Full inhale. Full exhale. Give it one more deep breath in. And let it go. Coming back to downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. And then we'll take our feet closer together, right leg to the sky. In fact, press the right foot back, flex your heel, toes pointing down. So think of going back as if I were to wrap my hand around your right ankle and walk backwards. The right leg would extend, the left heel would drop back. Right foot presses the earth away, the thighs squeeze together, left leg lengthening. Breath in, breath out. We're going to take some simple movements of a breath in for the slow lunge, and a breath out presses the hips up and back, your head folds towards your front knee. Just like that, you glide forward, low lunge. And then breath up and back, this modified pyramid, gazing back towards your left toes. One more time, inhale. Feet pulling towards each other. Exhale, gazing towards your left toes. We'll come back to our low lunge. Pull the feet towards each other. With that momentum, engage the core. Shift forward, tippy toes of the back foot. Standing leg split. Right foot takes the weight, left leg to the sky. Head drops. Does not matter how high that left leg lifts. More so about the standing right foot, the surrendering of the chest, the head heavy, nowhere to be but right here. Take another full breath in, full breath out. All right, one more big breath in, bend the standing knee to bring the feet together to touch. Inhale, big toes touch flat back. This is Ardha Uttanasana, half fold. Breath in. And then forward fold, exhale. Hands to the back of your heels, drop your head, take another full breath in, chest resting on your thighs. Deep breath out. Let's come all the way to standing. Sweep the arms overhead. Hands to heart center, exhale. Mountain pose, sweep the arms overhead. Gaze up, stay rooted through the heels, and then dive forward. Exhale, pull the hips back, head drops. Hands to shins, half spine. And then hands to the mat, fingertips line up with your toes as you bend the knees to step back, high plank. Now let's hold here in high plank. Thighs squeezing together. Balls of the feet pressing down. If you can't really feel the balls of the feet, walk the toes up. Your feet up the mat towards your hands. Press the earth away. Gaze forward, lengthen the front of the neck. And then downward facing dog. Exhale. Full breath in, gaze back. Full breath out through the heels. Now the feet come together, the left leg up and back. Pressing through the left heel. Hands pressing the earth away, gripping the mat at the same time. Same idea here where I'm grabbing the back of your foot or your ankle and walking back to lengthen to create space. Take another breath in, and then you need a nose round the back, create space between you and the mat to gaze forward, step your left foot to your left hand. And now this low lunge for a couple breaths to light up the back leg, to feel the left foot connected to rebound the earth. Then we'll move to breath. Low lunge, inhale, right where we are. Exhale, backing it up, gazing at our right toes. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, backing it up. Head releasing. One more time, inhale, come forward. Feet reaching towards or pulling towards each other. Exhale, rounding, head dropping. Setting up from that low lunge, gliding forward, shifting weight to your left foot, pressing off your back foot, standing leg split. right leg to the sky, head dropping. Anything that's building up in the breath. And feel the heat building, the challenge, just aware of that. Not pushing it away, not stuffing it down, letting it go. Full breath in. Bend the standing knee, feet together to touch. Inhale, find a flat back. Exhale, fold. Let's come all the way to standing, engaging the core. And we'll sweep the arms overhead to Tadasana. Hands to heart center. And part of our practice, one of the primary focus really is the breath. And then one of the challenges is to just keep that balance between support and alignment, but also ease and creativity, softness. So we're aware of the natural curves of the spine, the curving in of the lower back, the rounding slightly of the upper back, then the curving in of the neck. And then we try to lengthen. We also welcome those natural curves, so not overdoing. And one way to do that is to soften on an inhale to let things fill the belly, to fill and round. And then on an exhale, to have more of a lengthening of the spine, a tucking of the tail. Even though we use lengthening on the inhale quite a bit, it's really more expansion on breath in, so filling. All right, hands to heart center. Let's sweep the arms overhead from standing, gaze up, and then forward fold, exhale. You bend the knees a lot to protect the lower back. If you're working with that, hands to shins to lengthen, heels of the feet pressing down, hands to the mat, step it back, high plank. And this time we'll hold for 5 before we take our first low plank. And I'm going to take you in a moment from high to low and into all the way to the mat for a baby cobra, which is a big strengthening pose in our practice. Underestimated, but you're in high plank for now, pressing the earth away. And then you're going to lower to low plank and hover. Bend the elbows, gaze forward where you want the chest to go. Take another big breath in, and then drop to the mat, release. Hands walk back under the shoulders, elbows point back behind you, tops of the feet press the earth away. Baby cobra to lift the chest. The muscles of the spine working here, strengthening the back. That whole corset system that wraps around the front of the body. Take another big breath in, and then release, exhale. Press up to tabletop, and then curl the toes under. Press the hands down, downward facing dog. Big breath in, deep breath out. All right, let's bend the knees, seat back, walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, find a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Come all the way to standing, big breath in. And then fold forward, exhale. Inhale, find length. Exhale, hands to the mat, high to low plank. You're welcome to up dog. This is to protect the back. So I'm going to go all the way down to the mat and take a baby cobra. And let it go, exhale. Press up to tabletop and find downward facing dog. Breath in and breath out. And for this practice, sun salutations are wonderful, but for this particular flow, we're not going to do them because a lot of the forward folding is pulling on the lower back. And so this is meant to be a power flow with modifications for the back. So instead, we'll take the right leg high. We'll bend the knee, open up the hip. Take a breath in, and then we'll step the right hand forward, right foot forward to our right hand, low lunge. From here, you'll walk your hands up your right thigh for Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. You'll sweep the arms overhead. Breath in, breath out. You'll take your arms close to the midline of your mat, so close to your head. Maybe so much so the arms cover the ears. We don't You actually do need to hear because you're listening to cues in a class. But the sensation of the breath and feeling just as strong of a sense as anything else. And you'd walk your gaze up the wall in front of you or the window, eventually to that point where the ceiling and the wall meet. That's going to allow the inhale to take you into a slight back bend. Left glute igniting, back leg extending. Take another full breath in. And then hands to heart center, exhale. In our high lunge, we're going to just do some dips. So we're going to dip the back knee towards the mat, hovering, and then come back up. We'll do that 3 more times. Dip, and then up. 2 more times like that, dipping, coming back up. Pressing the hands together to ignite the arms here, Anjali Mudra. Coming back up to high lunge. High lunge, arms extending overhead, and then we'll drop the back foot, opening up for warrior 2. So the right toes point forward, the right thigh bending deeply. In fact, if you're going for more challenge in your warrior 2, you try to go even deeper through the front thigh. But don't lose the back leg. That's leverage for our foundation. And then we'll straighten the front leg, inhale, arms to the sky. Gaze up, press the feet down, and then exhale, warrior 2. This time on an inhale, you'll flip your front palm, come up and back, reverse your warrior. Drop your left shoulder, reach your right arm high, take a big breath in, and then right forearm to your right thigh. Left arm extending, side angle lunge. So again, in consideration of the lower back, do less twisting here and instead concentrate on lengthening from the crown of the head through your tail. And instead maybe gaze forward to lengthen the spine, not worrying so much about the revolving here. We'll hold this for 5. Tuck your chin towards your chest. That's going to help you lengthen the spine for 3. For 2. Take another big breath in. Press your front foot down, back your hips up to a straight leg and arms extending. Breath in. Breath out. Sweep your arms overhead. Inhale, straight front leg. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, flip reverse. And then exhale, side ankle lunge. Once again, left arm sweeping up and over. Take a full breath in. And then hands to the mat. Find a low lunge. So walk your right foot over enough to create space to extend the back leg. Big breath in. And then hands to the mat. Move through your chaturanga. So even for some of us with lower back pain, we might skip the chaturanga and just hold in high plank while the rest of the class does a back bend or a flow. And that's enough to build strength. Core working, up and back, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Deep breath out. Do that again, fill it up. And let it go. Breath in. Breath out. Walk the feet together. Left leg to the sky. Bend your knee, open up the left hip. Take another big breath in. And then step your left foot to your left hand. We'll find that low lunge. And then we'll walk our hands up our left thigh, settling in, just aware of softness, aware of whatever is going on in the body, the feet pressing the earth away. Take the arms overhead. Maybe the arms come so close to the head they cover the ears. Breath in, breath out. And this time with the arms extending, you'll bend the elbows and draw the elbows up. Look your gaze up the wall in front of you. You've got this little basket you've created for the head to drop back so that we're not wrenching the neck, but we're drawing in and up away from the chest. Take another big breath in. And then hands to hips. We'll take the dips on this side. We'll drop the right knee. And then lift. 3 more times. Inhale. Press the earth away. Exhale. Breath in. Breath out. 1 more time. Breath in. Breath out. Arms extend overhead. Crescent lunge. Working hard. And then opening it up. Warrior 2. Extend the arms, bend deeply through your front leg, and sigh it away. So that deep bend through the front thigh is where we find depth in Warrior 2. And for me, that degree is quite enough, but you can go deeper if you're seeking that advancement in the pose. Sometimes we seek that so quickly we miss exactly where we are. Back foot, back pinky toe, pressing down gently to fire up the back leg, that outer sort of where the shin and the calf meet. Breath in, breath out. Okay, straighten the front leg, inhale the arms high. And then exhale, Warrior 2. We'll flip the front palm, reverse our warrior, drop the right shoulder, open up the left side. Big breath in. And then side angle lunge, left forearm to your left thigh. So the right arm can stay back by our right leg, opening up that right shoulder, or it can sweep overhead. Again, in the interest of the back, and anyway, it's a good practice to lengthen the spine before we twist or rotate. So you might gaze slightly forward, dropping your chin towards your chest. And only then, if you feel you can rotate, you take that on. But a really good practice here, burning up what we don't need as we hold these long poses, working that left leg. Take another big breath in. Press the earth away, come back up. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, Warrior 2. 1 more time. Here we go. Up and back. Inhale. And then it's side angle lunge. Exhale. We just settle in for a breath. Lengthen the back leg. Hug the right thigh towards the left. Breath in. Hands to the mat. Find that low lunge. Walk the left foot over. Create space where the hips inhale. And then exhale. High to low plank. Move through your flow. This time, in lieu of a back bend, I'm going to do a low plank. Press back up to a high plank. And downward facing dog. Breath in. And side away. Take 4 more breaths here in your downward facing dog. Just let things settle. Not looking back, not looking forward, but being right here. Really nice work. Breath in. Breath out. Okay, downward facing dog. Fill it up. And let it go. You're going to bend your knees a lot and then walk to the front of the mat. Big toes together to touch. Find a flat back. Spread the feet wide. And then forward fold. Exhale. Shake the head out. Come all the way to standing. Big breath in. Sweep the arms overhead. Hands to heart center. Exhale. Standing at the top of your mat, you're going to inhale the arms high. You're going to simply exhale, draw hands to heart center. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, sweep them high. Exhale. 2 more times. Breath in. Breath out. 1 more time. Breath in. Standing tall, Anjali Mudra, breath out. And then we'll move into some balancing poses. Before we do, just rock back into the heels, forward into the toes. Feet a little love. And then settle so you feel the heels, all 10 toes connected to the earth. We'll begin on the right leg, and we'll take the left knee to center. Roll the ankle, flex the foot. And then you might grab your left ankle to set up for tree, placing it on your inner right thigh. Hands come to heart center. For some of us, not a simple pose, but maybe a steadying meditative quality. It's certainly a challenge for many of us as well, because it's a balancing pose on one leg. So if you look at tree pose in an anatomy book, the entire right leg, 98% of the pose is the standing leg. All the muscles fired up in the core, even that side of the obliques. There's a little bit of work here in the hip that's opening, this deep muscle in the left glute. But just knowing that, let's concentrate a lot of the awareness in that standing leg. So we might feel the outer leg on the right side, but can we feel the inner leg where the left foot meets it? Press back and then root down all the way to the inner heel. Now extend through the breath, the arms overhead. Be taking the hands together and steepling them. I don't think you can see them here, but the pointer finger is reaching towards the ceiling. Take another big breath in. And then bring the left knee to center, hands to hips, and we'll set up for eagle. So now you bend the standing leg, wrap the left leg around the right, left arm sweeps under the right arm. Garudasana. And so typical for the left hip to come with that left leg. So you probably need to ease up on the bind to sink the hips a little lower. Take another full breath in. Back body fold, and exhale, release to standing. Shake out the legs, move around in the feet. Full inhale. Let the shoulders go. Okay, left leg takes the weight, hands to heart center. Right knee lifts, using the core to take that simple action of lifting the knee. And then right hand might come to your right ankle to guide you into tree pose. And then knowing what we know, this left standing leg now, really the powerhouse of the posture. And that subtlety of the right hip opening, that deep muscle in the right glute, turning open that hip. That subtlety of noticing the outer arch of your left foot, rolling into that, and we will roll and move the inner arch of the left foot, stamping down, big toe connected. Let's use the breath to extend from that standing leg through the arms, pinky spinning in. Maybe this time you walk your gaze up. Anytime we gaze up and breathe, we're going to come into a back bend, so mindful of that, but it's a much more thoughtful back bend than just reaching back. Take another big breath in. And to standing, release. Walk up the legs. Oh, I forgot the eagle. Bend the left knee, wrap your right leg around. Right arm under, eagle pose. And with the bind, got a little more action around the shoulder blades. The breath can get in there and really spread them. Broadening the back body. Mindful of this right hip drawing back in line with the left, bending the standing knee. Take a big breath in and release. Now we'll walk up the legs, coming back to center, Tadasana. Full breath in from the shoulders through the fingertips. And let it go. All right, let's come back to the right leg. And we'll find reclining figure 4. So the left hip will open now, the right knee will bend, and the arms will extend overhead. You'll sink your seat back. You might find leaning slightly forward, but keeping the spine long, so it's a hinging at the hip creases, gets you deeper into that right hip, or the left hip. You can take your hands to the tops of your thighs, the thigh bones pressing back, and get some sensation that way. Let's take one more breath in, spread the right foot wide, and release. Take it to the other side, right ankle across your left knee. Drop your hips back. Arms either extending overhead. You know the body's not completely symmetrical. Maybe at first glance it looks that way, but nothing like a hip opener to really prove that, or balancing poses. Hands can come to the tops of the thigh bones, tops of the thighs, pressing the thigh bones back. Take another breath in, and then release to standing. Fill it up, and let it go. All right, sweep the arms overhead, top of your mat, forward fold, or mindfully bend the knees so you can put your hands on the earth and step it back to downward facing dog. If you want to flow through, you're welcome, but otherwise we're going to take 5 breaths to lengthen the spine, to create space in down dog, to create space between each vertebrae in the back. Inhale, exhale, breath in, breath out. And you're welcome to breathe as I am, mostly in through the nose, up through the mouth, because I'm talking, but it's a Simba Mudra, is a big lion's breath through the mouth. Or Ujjayi and out through the nose allows us to lengthen the breath, but just notice the breath that suits you, that more attention we're paying to the breath allows us to manipulate it, to serve our practice, to slow things down. Breath in, breath out. All right, let's take our right leg up and back, 3-legged dog. And then we'll come knee to nose round like a cat. Again, inhale, straight back. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time, inhale it straight back. Knee to nose. Step it back, down dog. Breath in, breath out. We're gonna glide out to high plank. And you have options here. Vashisthasana, side plank, drops the heels to the left. I'm gonna take the back supported one, which drops my right knee down, kicks my right foot out, and extends my left leg long. Left foot pressing the earth away, left arm extending. Maybe the left arm reaching forward, armpit spinning down or rolling towards the chest. Maybe bending that left elbow, placing your hand behind your head. Feeling the back of the neck lengthen. Take another big breath in. Hands to the mat. Flow through or simply find downward facing dog. Once again, resetting the spine and letting go. Feet come together, left leg up and back. Reaching back behind you, and then knee to nose, rounding the spine. Lengthening back. Rounding knee to nose. One more time, inhale. One more time, crunching. And then step it back, downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. You'll glide out to high plank, feet a little closer together to touch. Vashisthasana the other side. Left knee comes down, left foot kicks out, right leg extends. And the extended leg, the foot presses, that's the right foot presses the earth away. If you can't feel your right pinky toe or the entirety of the foot, you probably have to walk it either a little to the right, a little to the left. Find that space. Right arm extending. Maybe the elbow bending on this side to catch the head, to lengthen out the back of the neck. Full breath in. Hands to the mat. Move through your flow or simply meet us in downward facing dog. Resetting the spine. And letting go. Breath in. Breath out. Okay, we're gonna walk our hands back to our feet. And then we're gonna take the feet wide, toes out, heels in from Malasana squat pose. And if this is too much, you take a block under your seat. You'll know if you're feeling any pain. If you're simply feeling the muscles shake and work, that's a good thing. The legs, the inner thighs. As much as you can, see if you can land your thumbs on your sternum, using the arms to leverage your right and left hips open. And from here, we'll find Bakasana crow pose. So it's a strengthening pose. We're lifting the body off the earth, but we're doing that through the power of our core that's drawing in and up, seat lifting to create lightness. So we tip forward, we keep the connection of the arms to the legs, hands come down, spread wide, gaze is forward as we begin to shift in that direction. So up and forward. One foot lifts, then the opposite. Big toes maybe coming together to touch. Breath in, breath out. Hold for 3 if you can, otherwise I'll see you in Malasana 2. Another big breath in. Then we'll take our knees to the mat for tabletop into downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Spin the toes slightly in, heels out. In down dog, stretch the calves. Breath in. Breath out. And then you can do the opposite. Spin the toes out, heels in. This is like first position, or maybe second position and dance and ballet. Breath in, breath out. And then come back to a neutral downward facing dog. Let's walk our hands forward to the front of the mat. And you'll find a block or something just forward of your right shoulder for your right hand. We're going to bring attention to that spot for when we come into half moon. So for half moon, we're going to begin to balance on the right leg. Left leg kicks back. Left thigh spins down towards the mat, but the foot flexes to press through the heel. Then the left hand can come to your left hip. Maybe extends towards the sky. Gaze might follow, but keep the chest reaching forward in front of your fingertips. Half moon for 3. For 2. Take another big breath in. Your left hand to your left hip. Square the left hip down, but keep the left leg reaching back. So now the thigh spins completely down towards the earth. And we're going to revolve our half moon. So you pass your block to your left hand or left fingertips. Right hand to your right hip. Don't worry about the revolving. Lengthen the spine first and worry about or focus on pressing your left heel back towards the wall behind you. You might gaze up over that right shoulder. You might bend your left knee, move your back leg around, roll your ankle. Take another big breath in. Crown of the head through your back heel. Just standing release. Separate your feet wide. Bend the knees a lot. Let your head drop towards your toes. Full breath in. Full breath out. Uttanasana, ragdoll forward fold. So I am in the phase of my back starting to heal, but still have pain. So it's just something to notice what we're doing through this flow. A lot of lengthening, very little back bending, much more focused on length and strengthening the legs and the areas that feel strong. So you could always up this practice or pull back based on where you are. All right, Uttanasana, ragdoll, deep bend in the knees, head dropping, full breath in, full breath out. And we'll walk the feet a little closer together, parallel, a little space in between. We'll walk the left hand forward, setting up for a half moon, either on a block or fingertips. First thing, you'll lift the right leg. The thigh rotates slightly down. So the left leg can straighten, right leg pushing back. As if I had my hand wrapped around your right ankle, I'm pulling the leg back. Right hand to your right hip now, opening. And again, the right arm can extend, but there's no need if you're really struggling to lengthen the chest. You can keep your right hand on your right hip, gazing past your left fingertips. More weight in that left leg, the standing heel. Take another full breath in, and then square the right hip down, pass your block to the other hand, or come to fingertips of the right hand, right foot pressing back. Gaze beginning to shift to the left. Breath in, breath out. Revolving your half moon. One more big breath in. Release it to the earth. Pedal out your legs. You can roll onto the outer arches of your feet, stretching the shins. Big breath in. Big breath out. Big toes together to touch. Find a flat back. And then hands to the mat. Step it back, high plank, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Take another big breath in and downward facing dog. Fill it up and let it go. Really nice work. Breath in, breath out. I'll roll out to high plank. I'm going to drop the knees and work my upper body for some supported push-ups. I'll wrap the elbows back. I'll drop my chest, and then I'll press back up. We'll do 10 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway there. For 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. We technically did 11. And release. So even with knees down, I could feel it getting a little sloppy, which is what we want to avoid in our, we're learning, but in our chaturangas and all these habits we form. So taking something different like knees down can be really enlightening to just see where we need to focus or pull back or pay attention. Okay, from here, we're going to take our knees forward so that we're seated, legs in front of us. And we're going to set up for a forward fold, Paschimottanasana, west facing. The back will be facing the light once we fold. So flex through the feet, bend the knees, move the flesh from your seat, and then arms overhead. Breath in, exhale, hinging at the hips, chest, trying to reach past the toes. Maybe the hands find the toes and you've got to bind. Breath in, breath out. Maybe the head dropping down. But the seat, aware of what's underneath you, that beauty of exerting effort, alertness, but where we can let go, we let go. We do that just as much as we gain strength from support. We let go when it's available, when we have what we need to do that full breath in and let the head go. Shake it out. Shake out the legs. Rise the torso again or lift it. And then keep the left leg extended. Right foot comes to the inner left thigh. So this is kind of like our tree pose. But we're going to take our hands and press the earth away to rotate our chest towards our left foot. Then we'll walk our hands forward, chest reaching for the toes once again. Left pinky toe spinning in towards the heart. Breath in. And folding as much as you can. Breath out. This right side is going to get a stretch. The quadrants will form, wrapping around the left lower back. Try to drop that whole area towards the mat. Breath in. Breath out. Take one more big breath in. Heart extending towards the toes. And then release. Walk your hands back, lift the chest, and then we'll open up the opposite leg. Left foot comes in to meet the right thigh. Hands reach back behind you to rotate and twist towards the right leg. We'll walk our hands forward. Same thing, heart shining towards the toes. And in fact, as the heart is reaching towards the toes, there's a slight traction of pulling the entirety of the underneath of your leg towards you. Like you could bring the top of the thigh bone towards the hip socket. At the same time, reaching the heart towards the toes. Full breath in. Full breath out. 2 more like that. Breath in. Whatever's touching the earth, drop it towards it. Full inhale. Full exhale. Another big breath in. And then lift the torso. Bring the soles of the feet together to touch for bound angle. Knees will drop. You can leverage your hands around your feet to lengthen the arms, to wrap. Shoulders back. If you drop the shoulders, you should feel stretch through the base of the neck, right above the collarbones, come to the sides of the shoulders. And imagine the ears lifting towards the ceiling, the crown of the head lifting, the roof of the mouth. Full breath in. Full breath out. Take another big breath in. And then let it go. Release your feet, bring your knees in together to touch. And we'll come down to the mat. We'll bring the knees and give them a squeeze, and we'll make circles. So take the hands, the palms over your knees. So you've got this leverage as you draw the knees forward to keep the hands connected. Then you bring the knees in, making big circles. And once you're done in one direction, you'll take it to the other. So many things, if we slow it down, definitely does not get easier. It might get richer and more luxurious and allow us to see more. And then you'll bring the knees back to center, give them a squeeze. You'll roll the ankles. And then you're going to take the left leg to the sky, lengthen the right leg down on your mat. Left leg reaching towards the ceiling. And not pulling the left thigh towards you, but rather lengthening the leg. Back of the head heavy. Full breath in. Bend your left knee. Place your left foot on the mat. Bring your right ankle across your left knee. Now take your left foot off the earth for reclining figure 4. We did standing figure 4 earlier. Leverage your right hip open. Don't worry so much about drawing that left thigh towards you. Instead, drop your hips towards the earth. And when you've got that connection, the left thigh can hug in. Full big breath in. Full breath out. Okay, take one more breath in, leaning slightly to the left with your bind. And then come back to center on the exhale. This time, we'll lengthen the left leg long, the right leg will reach towards the ceiling. Roll the ankle, flex and point the foot. Our ankles do so much, or have, like any other part of the body, have varying range of motion or tightness. So we get into something like down dog and we think, oh, the hamstrings are tight. That's why this is challenging, but it could be flexibility, the level of flexibility in the ankles. Every little part of our body contributes to the whole experience. Okay, take another big breath in and then bend the right knee, right foot on the earth. Left ankle comes across the right knee. And we're able to take the right foot off the mat, catch the right thigh, left arm opening the left hip. Full breath in. Drop whatever is touching the earth towards it. Back of the head, pressing the mat away. Take another breath in as you'll keep the bind, but you'll just slightly tip a little more of your weight to the right. Full breath in. And then come back to center, exhale. Bring the knees in, give them a squeeze. Take the legs up to the sky. And we'll take an inversion. So you'll take a block under your hips. You may find a wall for this. We'll take for just about a minute before we take a couple more poses and finish our practice. So set yourself up in a way that you can be comfortable. Being comfortable does not mean we're without challenge or alertness. We've had this forced practice of slowing down, and we don't mean to say it's easy by any means, or like it's a good thing. However, it's just what it is. It's forced us to slow down, to pay attention. And so many people have mentioned noticing the birds. That simple awareness of the birds around us, in our environment, with how they act, their presence, kind of delighting in what they're seeing. And yoga is meant to do that another way, a chosen practice that can ground us, can bring us back to the present moment, just simply seeing what's right in front of us. It's so human to want something to be other than it is. And we recognize that too. And just a couple more breaths in this inversion. And this is something you can always take at any time that you're before bed or any time you want to down-regulate. You can stay here for quite a while. So we're going to come out, removing the block, bringing the legs to the earth. And we're going to find a back bend before we take Shavasana. So one really simple and interesting sort of neglected back bend is simply having your legs on the earth, your arms on the mat, and drawing the shoulder blades actively together underneath you. That's a back bend. Drawing them towards each other, you're going to feel the heart lift up towards the sky, press down through the back of the head. Full breath in. And you can release the shoulder blades, walk them wider on the mat. If you would like a fish pose, you could take that for a deeper back bend, but know you have all these options, all these places in between. And then you'll set the body up to finally rest, lengthening the legs, arms by your sides, setting up for Shavasana, wiggle the feet, roll the ankles, take another breath, fill the chest. And then let it go. Let everything that's touching the mat sink towards it. I'll cue you when it's time to come out of Shavasana. And just something to consider for this pose, known as corpse pose, a deep letting go. But we're not asleep in Shavasana. There's awareness. What we're letting go of is the breath, so that controlled pranayama and moving towards being the full observer of the breath. And in doing that, we can let go of the cultivation of the breath we've been practicing. We're not stuck in the habits of the breath. Just simply watching somewhere in between. The body rests. Shavasana. You're welcome always to take as long as a Shavasana as you'd like, to set a timer at home. You're going to start to come out here. Full breath in, full breath out. You'll rock your head side to side, move the feet, the hands, roll onto your right side. That's fetal position, where you bring your knees into your chest, you bring your head down to the mat. You take a full breath in, and you let it go. You're here as you are, only place you need to be, just as you are. Come up to seated, hands to heart center, and we'll finish our practice by bringing our thumbs to our forehead. In gratitude, we bow. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste. If you're doing this for the first time with me, or you have questions, you can email me at joannaconverse@gmail.com. Otherwise, I'm going to continue to add content here. If you have requests, certainly put them in the comment section. Otherwise, be well and have a good weekend.